Relax.
And relax. Here we are.
Here we are. Back again.
Back again. It's Wednesday. And what's the date today? 8th?
Yeah.
8th July. Blimey, everybody.
And it's red hot.
It is red hot. It is warm.
Again.
Yeah. So here we are. We're Our Town Has Plenty, aren't we, darling?
Mm.
Our Town Has Plenty. Yes, dear viewer, dear listener, dear reader, dear follower. I've always said them all in one go. That's rather good, isn't it? Yes. So here we are. Now we're entre nous. Is that right? Or chez nous?
Chez nous.
Are we chez nous?
Yeah.
At home.
At home.
At
yes.
home.
At
Chez nous.
yours.
It's
Yeah.
an inside job.
Yes.
Yeah.
So unusually we are not popping up today because there's a really good reason for that. So we've decided we're going to do it at home. So I'll go into that in a moment. So Our Town Has Plenty. For those who've never seen us before.
Yeah, it's a podcast about everything that's going on in St Leonards and Hastings. And I mean, there is a lot going on.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. We're showcasers, aren't we?
Mm.
Somebody said to me the other day, we were at a party on Saturday, and lovely Julia, Andrews Clifford from Big Up, Julia Andrews Clifford of the Electric Palace, wonderful, lovely. I think, what is the new name for it? It's a dinky cinema. I know, they've got a new catch line, which I love it, a new tagline. She said, you showcase Patsy is what we do at Our Town Has Plenty, which I really like, because we do. So we find people, so what came into my head was we hunt them down. We don't hunt them down, do we?
Yeah. And they can't get away. Yeah, you just stalk them until
We
they
have to
give
take
in.
them to a chair.
Until they give in. Yeah.
So today, everybody, we are celebrating the uniqueness that happens in Hastings. And so we're at home, and we actually have on the couch today Dan and Neil of Zeroh Arts. Whoop, whoop,
Yeah.
whoop.
Hello. Very nice to be here.
I know, we're so excited to have you here. This to me is a bit of a coup. In this book, I've got a list of all the people that I said, I'd love to. And you feature in the top 10. So I'm chuffed that you're here.
Thank you.
Thanks for asking us.
Yes.
Yeah. And actually, we were at the Town of Culture, weren't we?
Yes, we were indeed.
And I didn't realise we were sitting opposite each other. And then there was this moment when you looked across and said, Patsy, it's nice to meet you. And I went, me too, don't know who you are. And then they started and went, oh, you're them. Because you've got this
The
massive...
penny dropped.
Yeah, the penny dropped.
Oh.
You've got this massive persona in the town and this huge impact in so many places.
But we don't go out that much.
But that's the thing, unless somebody actually paints with you at wavelength
Yeah.
or sees you as DJs, yeah, or arranges their art with you at Bottle Alley Art Market, and then your new upcoming project, which you're going to talk about, which I can't wait to hear about, they wouldn't know who you were, actually, but they'd see the impact of you in town, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there's so many people that are in town these days. I mean, it's easy to blend into the crowds, I suppose. And I think we just like to have our visibility in the trail of what we do, rather than the person that makes it. It's just the way we are, really.
Yeah, no, I love that. I absolutely love that. So that gives me a bit, that tells me how generous you are about the artists that you provide a platform for, and for how generous you are about how much commitment that you put into the town, to make it look nice and to make it feel good. Yeah. There's two questions I want to throw out there. First of all, you're not from here, are you?
How long does it take to become from here?
No, that's just it. Because I'm not from here.
Yeah.
You're not from here.
Yeah.
No, Rack's not from here. No.
Yeah.
When I used to get asked that question when I first came, you're not from here, are you? And there was a kind of a suspicious kind of thing. But the reason I'm asking you now is because you've got your wonderful Yorkshire accents, which I really, really love. But you've chosen here. And I think that's what's so important.
Yeah.
So it's not a case of you're not from here, you don't belong. It is now you've chosen this town. What
Yeah.
made you choose here?
I mean,
I think it chose us in some ways.
yeah, we've been here for a generation, and we've been here for nearly 19 years.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
a
a
long
long
time.
time.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Mm.
Since early 2008.
Mm.
So I guess we feel like we belong to the town a little bit. I think we kind of
Definitely.
just through experience and through seeing it change. And
Well, we first came to buy a camera off from a Friday ad. We were
Back
living
in
in.
the day.
we pootled along the coast
Yeah,
in our
we-
Fiesta, and
We were living in Fishersgate, which is just the other side of Port Slade,
Shoreham, Brighton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and found the camera on Friday ad that we wanted to buy. And
Pre-eBay, I think.
we did know someone who lived here.
Yeah.
A guy called Michael Temple who ran a cafe called the Sanctuary in Hove, which is quite well renowned, and we trusted his judgment. But we came, didn't see St Leonards, didn't see the old town, didn't see the new town. It was up on the ridge.
Yeah.
We stopped and had fish and chips. Oh, we did see the old town. We stopped and had fish and chips in the old town, and just felt the atmosphere. Literally, just said, "This kind of feels like Brighton when we first moved to Brighton in the mid-90s."
That's it.
Yeah.
And
a
so
lot of
many
people
people have the
say that,
same
don't
story. It's just it was literally the atmosphere.
Before it
You didn't see
became a city,
Yeah.
it was a very
Exactly
different
that.
town, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Brighton
Exactly
was really a town of opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, just to give one example, in the 90s, the Comedia Theatre on Gardner Street in Brighton, we had the whole top floor of that building as a
Oh,
record shop, and it was free rent. You know, that's how open access to culture was then.
Yeah.
On the streets of Brighton, but it went through this cycle of becoming a city.
Mm.
The
And,
money flew in. As soon as
Yeah,
it
and we
changed
sort of
things.
got pushed. We were renting a place at the time. We got pushed further and further out of town, which we didn't mind,
Mm.
and we just had an opportunity to sort of fall in love with another town that was at the beginning of a cycle rather than at the end of a cycle.
Yeah.
And we were very much attracted by that shabbiness, and we drove past Marine Court, didn't we? Sort of like, wow, this is really run down and amazing.
Well, yeah,
But that's
ridiculous.
what we were attracted to,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It feels like I wasn't even looking at it like that because I came 40 years ago, so it's one of those times where I just looked around and I thought I couldn't see what people loved about it, but I could feel what people loved about it. But they were mostly born and breds at that point. There weren't that many people had come down from London as artisans and stuff, but they weren't on show. They literally had a studio in their home, in their garden, and they would possibly come out and do an exhibition, but it was very, very low key then. But the I don't know where I'm going with this actually, but the point was very much it felt generous. It felt welcoming. It to me it's got a palpable beating heart.
Yeah.
And you can overlook the fact that the seafront looked like it was all caving, it was all falling down, didn't it? But then when you came in 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So well, thank you for coming.
Did you move straight after that then, once you'd
More
seen it? Or?
or less, we were renting, and we were renting off a friend, and she wanted to sell, and we'd had a big job at the time, which allowed us to be able to buy somewhere, and it's kind of we've kind of felt like we didn't have any opportunities left in Brighton, or we'd be kind of fighting for opportunities.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, we were lucky enough to get the deposit together for a house in a little house in St Leonards on Caves Road.
Yeah.
Which is not which is a very colourful street.
It is.
And has gone through many changes and
No.
lots of adventures.
Well, it kind of the trajectory of Caves Road kind of belies the trajectory of St Leonards in general, I think.
Yeah,
it really
definitely.
does.
And
Very
then
representative.
Yeah.
to the point where there was an article in the Independent recently, and there was a photograph of St Leonards from that perspective. Caves Road was almost in the centre of that photograph.
That's lovely.
Saying, this is the place to live. So, yeah, the change from that early point in Caves Road to how it is now is quite remarkable, actually.
Well, you're part of the pioneers, aren't you?
Pardon?
You're part of the pioneer era, really, for this town.
I think there was a lot of opportunities at the time, and a lot of opportunities, but from simple facts like the council having an arts officer, and someone you could go to and you could go to with ideas,
Yeah.
and which doesn't happen anymore. That things are a lot more independent, but
Yeah, but I think with things like some of the ideas that we've had over the years in terms of using spaces in different ways, if that's what you're referring to, I think that's just about having the sort of being brave enough to try something out.
and people's trust as well. Just earning trust. I think.
I think what we talk about this a lot, don't we? Having it's not a case of when someone says, "Oh, what if we did," and then the next question is the next interaction is not, "Don't think so." It's like, "Oh, when?"
Yeah.
So that's
and that mindset that you're referring to is quite interesting because it kind of follows along how the town's changing, how the town's transitioning, and there's these decisions which almost represent change of cultural change. Aren't always easy for all the people who live in a town to be comfortable with, and that's why Hastings is quite interesting, is how it's going forward, managing that change and that transition. It's not easy for everyone, what's happened with the town in terms of its popularity, house prices and all that sort of thing. It makes coastal towns challenged, doesn't it? Socially challenged.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
But what you do though is completely open to everybody though, isn't it? It's not as though you're sort of setting yourselves out as something special that only certain people can go to.
No, not at all.
I
I think a lot of that to do is about community, because that's one of the first things we noticed here. And that's one of the things that's changed. But it's the sense that everybody was on a level. Everybody was in the same position.
Exactly.
Nobody had much money. Everybody was here because they wanted to do their own thing. And that's based on, and we kind of work on that basis that everybody is equal and everybody can get involved in creating these things or making this thing better or making this thing work.
I think it's interesting to mention the coastline and Sydney Little as well, because his kind of job of renovating and reinforcing the seafront with Bottle Alley for coastal defences, but consequently designing spaces which are usable culturally and fun places to be. I think in some ways what we're doing is recognising those things and sort of carrying them forward. And in doing so, realising what potential those ideas that at the time weren't necessarily welcomed are now really paying off, because they're really useful assets for the town to use for its cultural calendar.
I mean, they nearly took it down.
Yes.
And the idea of, so when you think of Bottle Alley, 480 metres, which is a third of a mile, I think. We were trying to work it out this morning, weren't we, before you came?
It's half a kilometre.
Half a kilometre. That's a long way. And I've gone down there and thought, why haven't we got markets on there? Why haven't we got bookstores in here? Why haven't we got vintage stuff going on here? Why is it not spoken word? A great long spoken word. And then you did Bottle Alley Art Market. So which we can talk about now, I think, which is, I think Sydney Little would love the fact that you did that. I think he would absolutely, just look.
This is space to be used. That's what it was originally. I mean, all the encasing, all the glass panels that used to be there to contain it, so people could use it when the weather was bad. It's there to be used by the public, not just to walk through.
No.
To get from A to B or shelter from the rain. It's to be used.
I mean, it's been used more and more now.
Well, obviously with the businesses.
Not just that. It's been used in films.
It is.
There's quite a bit of a biography that's beginning to generate. But we're all for constantly trying to evolve it from where it is to what it could be. It's still only at the early stages of its full potential, we believe. It's not got a venue status. It could do with more production, adding into it some more investment. Investment, it's maybe speaker system, keeping the lights maintained. Like Dan says, the old shelters. There's talk of bringing those back, actually.
I hope so.
That'd be nice, actually.
Yeah,
really
and just
nice.
bringing back the original design. It used to have benches in it. Which is, that would be a big step forward.
The people who don't know, who was Sydney Little?
Sidney Little was the borough engineer employed by the county council, and he effectively, it was his job to be a civic engineer to help, first of all, with the coastal defences, but there's also, in fact, he ended up consulting on most of the structural changes of the town, and he rebuilt the whole of the seafront from White Rock Baths all the way to West St Leonards, including the bathing pool. His work was very much about public health and well-being. He built the first ever sort of concrete aqueducts that drew fresh water into Hastings from dams. There's 3 dams on the outskirts of Hastings that he also built so that fresh water could be brought into the town. The underground car parks were built to keep cars away from the sea, the view, so that they were very much an environmental choice. And in the end, he ended up working with the Ministry of Defence on the designs of the platforms called the Ambrose platforms that were used in World War II as part of the effort to invade Dunkirk. So he's a national hero for as far as we're concerned. But he's also a very much a civic hero. So what we're doing actually, there is some news. We're setting up a CIC called the Sidney Little Appreciation Society.
Fantastic.
Which we've been working on for many months with not just me and Dan, there's a whole group of people who are all equally contributing, and we've actually got a bunch of directors. We're about to officially launch it as an entity. So the idea behind that is to continue that understanding and passion for who Sidney Little is, but maybe try and take it to other parts of the town that he was involved with, and maybe take the spirit of Bottle Alley to other places that aren't quite getting the attention that they deserve.
So this year's a centenary of him taking up the post as borough engineer.
Yeah. So he arrived in the town in 1926.
So over the next kind of 15, 20 years, every project that he's had is going to hit its centenary.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why we did set it up is because we didn't think we were going to get Bottle Alley again. So to continue the work we kind of done in Bottle Alley into the other places, as Neil said, and taking in places like Swan Lake, because he set up
he designed Swan Lake as well.
Really?
Which was wider in the first instance.
Oh, Swan Lake, where the boats were?
Which there's a public consultation about at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's
he had a huge time.
But he had a huge impact. So it's about protecting, also making people aware. I mean, sadly, this year we lost Andre Palfrey Martin.
I know.
And Andre
lovely Andre.
Yeah, and he was he knew everything there is to know about Sidney Little. But we've been talking to his family, and we will have access to his archive.
I was just going to say, is there an archive? Because that man knew everything.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
He actually wrote his dissertation
in the 70s.
Really?
Yeah, on Sidney Little. And so he was very much an expert on the subject, but he wasn't very good at managing his data, shall we say. So there's quite a lot of bags of notes and computer things which aren't backed up properly. So it's a shame. It's very untimely. It's very sad.
Well, but part of what the Sidney Little Appreciation Society will be doing will be kind of contained. We've had people offer to go through his archive.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So whether it becomes digitised or it's kind of formalised and the museum hold it, or we find somewhere else for it. But it will.
Yeah, he was a wealth. So to anybody who didn't understand who Andre was, you had an Ask Andre chair, didn't you? Where he would sit. In the art market.
Yes, that's right.
That was Andre.
Yeah.
So he would sit there, and you could ask Andre anything. And
it was really good, and it really brought. It reminded people how important, and why these things can happen in a building, a space like that.
Absolutely.
And so for him to just sit candidly and chat to lots of people from out of town actually were interested in learning about, which is why we thought that this society would be quite important, because Sidney Little is not a name on the breakfast tables of Hastings anymore, and it should be, because like Dan says, these centenaries coming up, including the bathing pool, Bottle Alley. He built part of White Rock as well. We've got this opportunity to show why St Leonards in particular is is a unique place.
Yeah, it was well loved by him, really well loved by him, wasn't it?
And can anybody get involved with the Appreciation Society?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a CIC at its core, but we also have volunteers, and we have members that we're welcoming to come and get involved with projects. But we want it to be like where people bring their own skill sets to an idea that perhaps go to heritage with for funding. So we're looking at some of the skill sets of local artists and how art, creativity and heritage can work really well together in terms of outreach.
Yeah.
It gives a different angle and brings history to people in a new way that's perhaps more fun to digest.
Yeah, more accessible. I think.
Yeah,
when you I was going to say, when you mention history, you can see that some people just go, oh yes, and others will go, means I've got to learn. And whereas you guys always manage to make things fun and accessible. So if you're heading up this CIC and you've got all these people that are going to support you, have you got enough people? Because these two cross over. You've got Sydney Little and you've got the art market, the Bottle Alley art market. So how many years have you been running that now?
This is the 4th year.
This is fourth coming up, isn't it?
It
this
is
year.
the 4th year.
Yeah. So if I went to the first one, I've been to all of them.
Yeah, I think I have as well.
The first one made me weep because they were just coming out of lockdown, weren't we?
Yeah.
And there was this feeling of we were bruised and traumatised from being in lockdown and being a town where we're always out. The prom is a constant source of, activity as it would have been back in when it was first built. For people to meet and greet and so on. To walk down Bottle Alley that day, I was surrounded by people that were relieved and joyful, and a lot of us were crying, which might sound like we're quite a few years away from that time now, but we really, really needed that to come out of what felt like a really strange period of in human history. So for you to provide the Bottle Alley art market, where it took us, how long did it take us, Rack, to get down? Oh my God, it took us hours. And I said, I'm going to go down it and then come back. There was no way I could just go down it. Every time you just stopped and saw everybody you knew, and you hugged and you patted dogs and you shared stories, and it was just such a tonic. That sounds so old-fashioned, but it really was a tonic for humanity.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows how powerful his buildings are in some ways.
Absolutely.
And I think even during lockdown, Bottle Alley was a bit of a hub, a bit of a place of maybe not so a bit under the radar, but it was an important social, place
and that's
in
the
some
point.
ways.
Well, and it couldn't have happened anywhere else because it is linear.
It's
so
linear.
If it was in a park, then people kind of mill around and you could miss people.
Yeah.
But you can't miss anybody. You have to pass them
Every
by.
single artist, every single stall, they were beautiful. It was curated just so beautifully, and people underestimate curators. I think when you go and see a show, if a show is curated well, you will feel it. If it's curated badly, you'll also feel it.
Yeah.
And it feels every year that you go down and it's like, I just end up going, wow.
I think you walk about 100 metres an hour, don't you? It's probably the slowest walk.
It's the slowest walk.
Really
That's a
is,
promenade.
Yeah, it's a proper
It
promenade.
is, yeah.
It is,
I feel like I should have a crinoline and a
Maybe this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe this year it will be a crinoline.
Yeah.
Well, we're hoping to once again have our little heritage section again this year as well, and all the usual sort of live music and DJs, and we've had a lot of applicants, and we've got an amazing selector we're working with Becky Beasley. Are you aware of Becky?
What? No. Oh yes.
She's a wonderful artist.
Yes.
And she's going to bring a different perspective again to the selection process.
Which is important, because if it's just our eyes, we could get accused of favouritism or
Well, it was never really happened.
No,
we've always done it as part of a team. It's more enjoyable.
That's what I'm saying. If we got a third set of eyes and we change that every year, or fourth set of eyes, we change that every year, so there's a fresh perspective. On the artist.
So people don't automatically get a place then. So if you've been there the year before.
No, but it's free. It's free to enter. It's free to So we try and keep it as
democratic as possible.
Yeah.
Although I mean we are toying with the idea of we don't know how sustainable it is going forward.
Yes.
It's
what is
a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
We've
massive.
got facilities that we rely on which aren't available to us this year, which is unfortunate.
So let's go down. Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
So you said it's a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
You need volunteers, don't you?
But I mean we've got some volunteers, but we need support. We just need people to sort of engage, and if they want to volunteer in any way, whether it's on the Friday, because the event kind of takes 4 days to put up and take down. It's not just the one day. We do putting up rope party on the Friday night. We're always looking for. In fact, if people just come down and have a little dance, it's fine.
Yeah.
But we want it to be as open as possible.
Sure.
We're not always going to be the people running it. We recognise that it should be a social event that gets handed on to new generations of people. So this year, Gina's not with us anymore, who helped us set it up in the first place. She's a professional producer who's got just really big stuff.
Well, a lot of experience in that area, which is one of the reasons why we felt confidence in the first place to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gina gave us the confidence to try out such a big idea.
Yeah.
Because you've got to remember that many people in a public space is a huge undertaking.
It is.
The things like the £10 million insurance, the medics, and all the security and all that stuff. It's basically the same production requirements as like Bonfire Night or Jack in the Green. We have to have the same.
The risk assessment
level.
must be huge.
Absolutely, we have to do the big event plans, everything.
How many people do you reckon you get then over the weekend?
We get around 10,000 each day. Yeah, and the artists are always really appreciate how simple it is, the format, because the way we do it with the tills. There's no cash changing hands. It's not about a cashless society.
No.
That's down to the licensing laws. We just can't do it.
Well, also the ease for the artists, it takes some pressure off them, so they can concentrate on talking and selling their work.
Exactly.
I haven't got any fivers. Have you got any fivers?
They just give you a docket. Every year I buy at least half a dozen pieces.
Yeah.
So it's one of absolutely. So it's like, I must make sure I've got money for Bottle Alley art markets. I love buying art. They're alive. You get to meet them.
Yes.
And it's like, yes, sustain.
Yeah.
And then you get your little docket. You go along to the pay point, pay them, go back with your docket, and then you pick up your piece and off you go.
Yeah.
And you're walking down the road with all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a really good feeling.
It is. It's quite an interesting formula for the artist to be there. It's not for everyone.
No.
It's
some
quite
artists
intense.
it's quite intense. It's not for everyone, but some people really sort of thrive on the energy of the space. And a lot of artists really do meet their future customers at the market. It's not necessarily about selling on the day. It's actually about forming a relationship from that
and
day
making
onwards.
commissions later on, isn't it? Because I've picked out 5 people that I want to commission when my money comes, and it's you've seen them, and as artists are in their studios, they're not out very often, are they? So and you wouldn't know them if you bumped into them in Lidl.
Well, it also encourages, because Coastal Currents Open Studios is a couple of weeks later, so it serves to kind of promote seeing the artists in their own environment as well. If you spot someone, you go and then see them on the Coastal Currents post, you go, I'll go and visit them in their studio and talk to them a bit deeper. So it works on many levels.
It's like a feeder, isn't it?
Makes sense.
It's very much a social, the social end of the art sort of fair world, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you do stuff there yourselves as well?
Yeah. We sometimes we just don't have time, but we have stood behind our stall with our bits. But generally speaking, we don't really have the capacity on the day to do it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, year one, I remember having to brush. There was a storm in the night,
Yeah.
and at 5 a.m. we were brushing, water off down the steps at 5 a.m. just to try and dry it out in time for the market. Is absolute chaos. So the idea that we can relax with some artwork is perhaps a little.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a bit of a reach, isn't it? A bit of a
Saying that, we do have a new art gallery that we've set up.
Oh, really?
Hello.
Yeah, we haven't told you about this, have
No.
we?
Where's that?
Well, it's we haven't really announced it yet, but it's very strange. Well, it's
Was this breaking news?
it's on King's Road. Yeah, we have an art gallery on King's Road, but it's not actually a shop.
Yeah.
We don't have the resources for that. It's a cabinet on King's Road
I love that.
called the Turpentine Art
Oh,
Gallery.
nice. Yeah.
And it's next to Kaz Studio. Do you know Kaz
We
Studio?
do know Kaz,
Well,
absolutely.
next time you go and see
you're
Kaz,
in the window.
it's the one. It's the little cabinet.
It's the beautiful one on
Yeah.
there. Oh my
And so it's
god!
full of. At the moment, it's just full of still lifes of fruit, which are painted, little oil paintings, which are
Oh,
painted.
that's good.
But it's going to be an revolving gallery where we put our own work in, but also others. We've got an open call for Coastal Currents as well, for the Turpentine, which is quite nice.
Oh, what? Yeah. What are you looking for? Anything?
Well, miniatures.
Yeah.
You're the smallest.
Yeah,
Are
the
you
smaller the
now
better.
officially the smallest gallery? Because I
in
think
town. It's,
We probably are,
Yeah.
but with the biggest aspirations.
that's got to be a quote.
Yeah.
Smallest gallery with the biggest aspiration. I'm sorry, I've got to write that down. That's so
so
good.
It's the Turpentine Gallery, I think, on Instagram. I would like to say that.
Oh.
But please follow us. 'Cause,
Yeah.
So you're called the Turpentine. Is that if it has its own?
Yeah, we got our
Site.
own Instagram. Yeah.
Mm.
There's a QR code in the window of the gallery.
Oh,
Well, there is
that's
the gallery is a window, but hey ho.
Oh, no,
So how long was each sort of exhibit going to be there? Have you thought about it?
The next show will probably be for Coastal Currents, so that'll be September. And it's all very kind of it's loose at the moment. But the point is that it's just a nice little space that's just doing its own thing.
Yeah.
That's it. Just a slight discourse.
That's really good. What inspired you to do that?
Well, I saw the window and I saw that the
It's
shop had
beautiful,
changed
isn't it?
hands. Yeah. And I saw because it used to be an electric shop, didn't it?
Did used to be a jeweller's back in the day.
Yes, exactly. This is
Steve.
an old jewellery cabinet.
Yeah, it's old jewellery.
And I saw it and I just asked Kaz, as I said, is anyone using this? Do you mind if I just do something with it? And try and elevate this little space into something with its own identity almost. And
She
just
would
bringing
jump
layers.
at it as well, wouldn't she?
Yeah. And it just brings layers to the street. I think.
Yeah.
Nice layers. And it's all about the detail, really, isn't it?
That's thrown me. It's completely thrown me now because I can see exactly where it is. Yeah, we love Kaz. She's great. She's actually one of Rack's clients. So he does
cool.
a social media. He does a website and everything.
Cool.
Brandon. Oh, bless Kaz
Yeah.
Sanigar. Yeah, she's a lovely, lovely, lovely person.
Yeah, but it's nice to have a little bit of presence on King's Road.
Yeah.
No matter how small.
Yes.
So where are you based permanently then? Have you got studio space?
We just moved house. We've
got studio space on Cage Road where we previously lived.
but it's at the moment because we've been moving around. It's a bit storagey at the moment. And we're taking on our old office that we used to have at Trinity, which is just a little attic office above Wow and Flutter.
Yep.
We were there for a few years up until lockdown, but we're thinking about basing the Sydney Little Society from there and having a bit of a little office in town. But our work is changing. Our digital work isn't really a focus for us anymore. We're more about making, painting and making things now. So things are changing. It's hard to answer that question.
But I love that because the fear for me is that it's all becoming a digital place, and to me that I like to touch it.
Yeah.
I like to feel that it's a bit like getting get Hastings magazine
Yeah.
and just saying, oh, you know, I can read anything online, but I want to take something home.
Well, you can also take that to the beach, can't you?
You can, you
Yeah.
can, and you can put that up on your wall.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, your art. To me, yeah, it's what walls are for.
Well, we both went to Fine Art College. That's how we met at Art College. Sorry. So I did sculpture and Dan did photography. So really, we just going full circle. We never migrated very far away from our core practice with everything that we've done, but we have also done some very digital things in the sphere over the years.
Do you do stuff separately, or is it always together?
We do stuff separately more and more lately, but that's good to have your own practice. I think is good. So yeah, we work in different ways all the time. Really.
So you've been working together for a few years then?
30.
We've been
34?
doing stuff together since we met. We met 34 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow, that's a long
which
time.
is 2 generations.
Yeah, but look,
Yeah.
you still as vibrant. as
Yeah.
ever. Come on, you're young whippersnappers.
Well, you know, we've always lived on the coast.
Yeah, that helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think we've always been attracted to coastal towns and places in transition, and we don't like to be in a place that's settled. I think it just feels too
No.
final, comfortable.
Yes.
The energy's gone. You know,
I get
it's
it.
Not, yeah,
Yeah.
we like to be in a place that's quite, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scope,
And
scope,
someone was saying-
edge, hope. Yeah.
Someone was saying about being at the end of the line as well, like the train line. You're forced into creating a community. You know, you're
Yes.
forced into sort of doing your own thing
Yes.
because you're on the edge.
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah,
So it's
your
quite-
identity is stronger. I think.
Absolutely.
quite
Yeah,
interesting.
it's put up or shut up now. You know,
Mhm.
this is your moment, and it feels like people. To me, I always think of them tumbling down the country, getting to us at the end, and going, well, it's either you do it here or France.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to make a decision.
Yeah.
And it does force you, and it feels like that. What's happened is the creative silt, if you like, has just landed here, and we've got such a concentration of it along
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
And I think the heart of that is I mean, the arts. That's it for me, really. The arts, they just make me feel like I'm home, if you like. It's a homely feeling.
I suppose it's a different type of art. To me, it's kind of very vibrant and punk art.
Yeah.
So that's why I like
Resistance.
it. So Hastings and St Leonards, to be like being on campus, it just
Yeah.
feels like I'm back at college or uni.
Yeah.
It's that playground kind of
Yeah.
feel that you have in the, you know, when you're doing a foundation course and you're trying a bit of everything,
Yeah.
you've got space to show and experiment. It's very much like that.
Yeah, all
Very
day,
much so.
every day.
Yeah. I mean, I come from just outside of Blackpool, so I have literally done most coast
Oh, excuse me, Lancashire and Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
But which way?
but again, Blackpool is getting a lot of creative focus at the moment. There's some
Nice.
amazing things going on in Blackpool.
Fantastic.
Which is again another example of a coastal town with a cultural agenda,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but also a heritage and in the past, and
Yeah.
and different types of tourism. You know, it's a real hodgepodge.
Yeah, it is about energy at the peripheries of the country, I guess.
I think also, because as soon as you started mentioning Blackpool, you've got an established Blackpool, and then what you're going to, you know, what artists are going to bring to Blackpool. It feels very much like here. We've got an established Hastings with its communities which are like cemented in, and then what art can then do to complement, reflect, you know, regenerate, rejuvenate, get people
Absolutely.
involved, and that's what it feels like.
In some ways, cultural tourism is really what is becoming Hastings' voice in some ways.
Definitely.
Because obviously there's the old-fashioned coast resort experience that people like, but people also are starting to see a value in. Again, I suppose, like with the art, going back to the art market, it's a cultural event, but it's in the height of the summer season.
Yeah.
So it kind of ticks both of those boxes, and that's I think probably where Hastings and St Leonards will probably forge forward using cultural tourism as its main kind of attraction.
Yeah,
Mm.
I agree.
Personally, I believe that is the way forward.
Yeah. There's,
And I was going to say, you've got something. Have you got something coming up at the Delaware as well?
We have, yes.
Yeah. So that, I suppose, just thinking about moving along the coast to Bexhill. I mean, do you think
Yeah.
there's a sort of connection between
Definitely.
Bexhill, St Leonards?
Yeah, I mean Bexhill's got a different feel as a resort.
Yeah.
But it's still a coastal town.
Well, it's forging its own identity. There's a lot going on in Bexhill.
that is what's happening
Very
right
much
now.
But it's very
Yeah.
strong, and it started very strong and confident.
Yeah.
Whereas kind of here, it's kind of tentative and people trying out stuff. But Bexhill's kind of gone, okay, no, actually, this is
Mm.
Well,
this is what we're putting forward.
The
So-
Delaware, they're the ringleaders in that regard. I
Mm.
think.
Well, yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
the basket
Pinnacle.
that people
Mm.
kind of
Well,
grow out from.
the event is part of Bexhill Art Weekender, so that's not just the Delaware. That's been organised by a broader community
Nice.
of practitioners like Ben
Yeah,
Urban from Flatlands.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Various other people. So it's actually it's nice to be invited in to contribute to that.
we have done some work for the Delaware before about 12 years ago. We did some design work for some exhibitions, so forged a relationship then.
Yeah,
and have
nice.
communicated over the years, and met with Stuart a couple of years ago.
Oh,
and
he's lovely, isn't he?
yeah, and
What
told
a
him
darling.
kind of we do our usual thing of overwhelming people by giving them ideas or telling them what we'd like to do, and kind of said, okay, well, at some point in the future something might happen, and
Yeah.
then Sally Ann got in
Another
touch,
one.
yeah, and
Brilliant.
said we've been thinking about doing an art market, and we said, well, we can already do an art market, can we do something different?
Sure.
Yeah, and then luckily we were able to take advantage of the fact that other parts of the building are available.
Yes.
So we managed to somehow get ourselves parts of the building to play with for this sort of day of sculpture celebration, which is evolving really, really nicely each day, with people getting in touch, people who are interested in being part of it. It's quite an unusual entity at the moment. People can't quite understand what it is, but
It's
ultimately,
taking shape, is it?
it's a day. It's a day of celebration, part of Bexhill Art Weekend, which is looking at regional practitioners and artists who work with 3D, specifically working with 3D format. So we think that's quite exciting to
Yeah,
put all that
absolutely.
into one place.
Well, again, it's the real world
Yeah.
scenario.
But we've
Yeah,
also got
tangible.
we've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the usual performance, installation,
Yeah.
live bands, live music. There'll be
Nice.
bars on the terrace, so it'll actually feel like the art market, but
Yeah.
on just a slightly different tangent.
Well, you don't need to repeat something just a bit further up the coast.
No, and it's going to
Because
be different. To
It,
that.
it needs
Yeah.
to be different because
Yes.
that wouldn't satisfy you guys, would it?
No,
Because you'd
no.
feel, yeah, I've kind of done that, so
Yeah.
can we do, what else is possible?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
When
And to
is it?
have an iconic building to
Mm.
decorate and to put all our flags.
It's a lovely
on.
backdrop, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
when is it?
When's it on?
16th of August.
Nice.
Oh,
Sunday,
Oh.
the 16th of August.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you got that, and then I do this every time.
Battle
I
Alley.
thought Battle
Battle
Alley,
Abbey.
Battle Abbey Art Market,
Battle Abbey
Bottle
Very good.
Alley Art Market. I
Yeah.
really struggle with it. So that comes at the
2
end
weeks.
of it's 2 weeks later.
2 weeks
Isn't
later,
it?
yeah.
But we, like I said earlier, we've got a new team of people working with us. It's evolving.
Yeah.
Since Gina left, we've now partnered up with Gareth Jenkinson. I don't know if you know Gareth,
No.
who runs Electric Palace,
Oh,
and Elliot Lampett, who's part of Fat Tuesday, one of the producers for Fat Tuesday.
nice.
So they're coming in to be part of the team, which we're expanding.
Yeah,
Mm.
So
they'll have the skill, won't they?
yeah. So even though the event's just 2 weeks later,
Mm.
we're at year 4 now, so we're kind of got the formula. It's a bit more,
Mm.
is a bit more in place.
You're a bit more comfortable with it now.
Yes,
Yeah.
apart from the challenges of just working in.
Yeah, let's go back to the challenge. So you said there's a valuable resource that's that's no
unfortunately-
longer available.
Yeah, we don't have some of the storage that we had last year is not available anymore.
Yeah.
Because even though on the surface it all looks great, but
Mm.
behind closed doors there's
Yeah.
a lot of going on in terms of the quality of the buildings and the sort of the renovation requirements of some of the spaces that we use or rely on for the art market aren't available anymore because they've deteriorated. So, yeah, I mean, the message there really is more about capital investment in the area.
Yeah.
In the short term, we have to find spaces to put things in the area if there's if there is any opportunities out there.
This is where we use this as a bit of a help. Would be nice. Would be very welcome, wouldn't it? So you're looking for.
Well, we've lost our toilet facilities.
So there's no loos.
Well, we hire those in for the artists, but
Yeah.
we normally have 3 sets of options, and this year we've got less. So
Right.
we're going to have to hire more, which is fine.
Yeah.
We're not going to compromise on that, obviously. But it's just
if there's someone who could help with that financially, I wonder if there's someone out there, a kind business that's sitting in the town,
Yeah,
a Portaloo company, or somebody who's friends with somebody who knows about loos, who could turn around and say, do you know what, as a nice tax deductible thing that we could support.
Or if you've got a
You
business in
guys.
the area, or you could even open your
Yeah,
toilet in
that's
your
true.
street.
That'd
So-
be
You've
good.
got Eversfield Place, we could use your toilet there.
Eversfield Place, that seems perfectly ideal, doesn't it?
The main feedback, because every year we ask for feedback from the artists about what their experience was, and it's the second year I think that was the main thing people said is like toilets for the artists, because they either have to go to Warrior Square, which everybody uses,
It's a queue.
Yeah.
and then the
Self
pier
service.
stopped allowing people to
They
freely
have.
use the toilets on there.
But,
Yeah.
it just
It
just
was,
goes down to investment though. Realistically, this area is now the crown jewels of St Leonards. But there's a
For
huge
basic
lack
toilets.
of facilities.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
I know that there's money coming into the town, and I think that someone should really consider how the value of looking after tourists in the summer.
Yeah, definitely.
Their comfort.
Something as simple as toilet facilities is
I totally
shame.
agree. Yeah. No.
So that's the problem. If we'd had great toilets, it wouldn't be a conversation. But
But it's the number one topic on social media.
Yeah.
Number 2.
To lose.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, very good.
and the businesses,
That's fine.
like Barista and Shack, who are down that end,
Yeah.
also have to cope with the sort of the craziness of
They
it all.
do.
And,
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be the way, should it?
No.
It should be. Come on, council. Come on, let's sort that out.
So that's one of the main challenges. So the loos of a challenge.
loos.
And what is there any
storage and the
storage?
loos.
Yeah.
So if anyone's got storage facilities that you could use, do
Yeah.
they need to be very close by?
Ideally, that's very close.
Ideally, very close.
Yeah.
So if you are in a position that you are on Bottle Alley or somewhere similar, and you've got some storage that you could afford the guys, that would be really good. And if you are in a position to sort of maybe sponsor a loo or two,
Or offer
maybe,
a loo in your
offer a
in your
loo.
house.
Yes.
Or flat. Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? Now, if I lived
It would be a
opposite,
thing.
Yeah.
it would. I would be. Yes, we're official toilets for so and so. Come along. I'd be there with my
Put
penny
an
and my
exhibition in there.
blue brush. Couple of
This
miniatures.
is mostly for the artists.
It is
rather
for the
than
artists.
Oh, no,
the
no,
general
just-
public.
Not for the
Yeah,
general
no,
public.
this is for the artists.
We give
Yeah.
the artists a wristband because one of the businesses offered their toilet
Yeah.
in Bottle.
Can I
last
just say
year,
the
so-
artists they're all catered for toilets, by the way.
Alright.
I don't want to send the wrong message here.
Alright, thank God.
So the artists are catered
the
for.
point is that it could be better along
Yeah.
the coast there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, as infrastructure, not just
Yeah.
for the day. No,
Yeah.
I totally agree.
For other opportunities for other people to do things in Botolari, we'd like to think that we've been doing stuff there, events for 4 years, and no one else has really done anything or tried anything. And I think having these facilities in place will open up the potential,
Absolutely.
and I think it'll pay
yeah.
dividends. And it just has to have the initial investment.
Because
So-
there are some empty units though, aren't there? Like on Bottle Alley. I know there was one right at the beginning, right near Goat Ledge.
No, that's gone now.
Oh, that's gone. Because
Yeah.
I know last year they were saying they were going to turn it into a studio. And
Yes, so that is happening. I think there's been some repair works that have had to happen, and they're
okay.
poised to kind of open up. We're meeting with them later.
Ooh, I wonder
Yeah.
what they're going to be. Can't say yet.
We don't know,
No.
but they've reached out to see, and maybe they've got some storage. We
See,
don't know.
there we are.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're listening. That'd be lovely.
because
wouldn't
they were hoping to be like open studios, weren't they? For like artists, because we put our
Yeah.
name down, because my
And they
husband
will have
is an artist,
they
and
will
he
have
said, oh, that'd be an
storage.
interesting place to
Mm.
work.
Yeah.
Mm.
What, like a kind of art forum type?
Things that, well, sort of just a studio for like
Yeah.
lots of different people to have their work,
Yeah.
to work in there. But
It sounds
I
like
haven't
you're
heard
great.
anything.
We're actually,
Storage.
our vision is to do something with the end bastion.
Yeah.
So the round bits in Bottle Alley are called bastions.
Yeah.
And there are 3, as you know. And
They're what do you call them? Oh God. So they're for
protrusions.
coastal defence, aren't they? Aren't they?
I
Defence.
think they're for social.
Oh, were they?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, especially if they
okay.
were closed in during
Yeah,
the
they
bad
were for a
weather.
different
They all
view
had
of the
benches.
beach.
They all had benches
Yeah.
at one point.
Yeah.
Now the
I've
last,
seen-
the last bastion
Yeah.
is which is the last bastion.
Yeah.
Are they calling it the last
But
bastion?
that's what we
Please-
want to call it. Yeah, we want
Please
it.
tell me they're going to do that.
Well, this is part because the other 2, the businesses that are down there
Yeah.
have rights over the other 2.
Yeah.
So the last bastion is the last bastion that is for public use generally.
Yeah.
So we've requested a conversation about turning it into a community venue.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't take much because there's an electricity supply at that end of Bottle Alley. There wouldn't take much to cap off those columns on the left-hand side so
Yeah.
that it doesn't get used as a toilet all the time.
Yeah.
That then becomes a storage and a bar and maybe just a place for serving food or drinks. The round bit could be a performance space.
Yeah, well, they did that with the DFL thing, the Hastings
Yeah.
Theatre Project. They did
Yeah.
a performance there. It was
They
really
did
Exactly
good.
that.
It
Yeah.
was
So,
really
but
good.
imagine if
Yeah.
they'd have had electricity, lighting,
Yes.
a little sound system,
Absolutely.
production facilities, a bar, a counter, maybe a kitchen or something.
Yeah.
We did use it as well, before the art market. The first piece of work we did in Bottle Alley was called Point of Decay. Remember that, when we wrapped the columns?
Yeah.
So at the launch for that, which was for Coastal Currents, we had a classical trio. So there's a
We put red
pianist-
carpets on the floor.
Yeah, we put red carpet,
Course
put
you
red,
did. Nice.
red velvet curtains around to
Of
protect from the
course.
wind.
Yeah.
And we had a cellist, a violinist, and a piano player. So it was amazing because as you walked up from Warrior Square, you could hear the music drift,
Absolutely.
and people stood around watching. So at that point, which is going back, was that 2012 potentially? I think so. 14 years ago.
Yeah.
It's
Quite a brazen thing to do.
Yes,
it
yeah.
served
Of
as a-
course.
I think,
Hello.
Yeah.
But
In September.
I remember the conversations about getting the piano down the ramp.
Oh, I've seen that.
I bet
I've
that
seen
was
that.
several meetings.
Yeah.
We've seen pianos come down there.
Yeah, because they did have one at
Yeah.
the Hastings Theatre Project. Because
Yeah.
they've.
But you know, those little spikes of
Pump.
of bravery and creativity is exactly what
Yeah.
kind of does define Hastings.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Can I just so something that I love to see, and I think this is it changing. So wavelength, if people aren't familiar, I'm on your list, and every time it's like call for, and I go I can't, call for I can't. I'm like, so describe wavelength to somebody who doesn't know what wavelength is in Bottle Alley.
But Wavelength was originally done back in 2015 as an artwork.
Yeah.
Coastal Currents back in the day.
Yeah.
During lockdown,
Well, at first it was supposed to be temporary initially. It was just
Yes.
supposed to run for the length of the festival, which is a month. And
yeah.
then we talked with the council and said.
So it's the columns all the way along
Yeah, so
along
there's a-
Bottle Alley, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so there's 100 columns, and but we put 2 colours on each column
Yeah,
so that the gradient runs in 2 directions.
exactly.
Which means we have technically we would need 200 different colours.
Yeah,
But what we did was we doubled up the columns just to space out the gradient,
sure.
which meant that we could just get away with 100 pots of paint, which I think is enough actually.
Yeah,
So yeah, we've got 100 pots of paint all labelled in that little storeroom in Bottle Alley.
Yeah.
And Wavelength is started off as a gradient artwork, just a simple kind of jolly piece really. But lockdown changed the tone of the space and it changed the tone of the town.
it did.
And tagging was pretty bad down there during lockdown, which is, fair enough, it's what happens. And then the council said they'd like to bring it back because it would perhaps help to keep down the tagging. But what happened was there was this kind of pendulum effect of tagging an artwork and tagging an artwork,
Absolutely.
which went on for ages and ages.
Mm.
And we actually kind of enjoyed that conversation
Yeah.
because what we realised is that without the taggers, there wasn't any requirement for a community intervention. And the community intervention was really important.
Yeah.
So therefore the tagging is really important.
Absolutely. You're responding.
Yeah. So it may sound like a strange mentality, but that's why it worked as a project.
But you're sharing space with another set of creatives, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, perhaps they're the unfortunate words, but when the CCTV got installed in Botolai, that did have an effect on the tags. That reduced the tags. That pushed the taggers actually onto other parts of the town where the damage was a lot more expensive to deal with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, we were kind of dealing with it in our own way almost. So what we thought when the commission came up as an opportunity, we thought we don't want to lose that pendulum effect. So how do we keep the pendulum effect? And so we've devised an idea for Wavelength, which is an animated change in artwork.
Yeah.
So we haven't started yet because we're still going through some of the technical stuff. But effectively, the artwork will change every 6 weeks throughout the summer, regardless of tags.
Yes.
So even if there aren't any tags, we're still going to repaint it, but with a slight change, so that it is a constantly moving artwork throughout the summer.
What happens is that we can't paint during winter because the conditions aren't right for the paint to settle.
Dry. No.
So we thought, okay, well if we define what the project is for a period of time and then it rests for the winter and then it changes again the following summer, then we have activity and we have a change in, as Neil said, moving artwork.
Well, it's just important that everyone's engaged in it.
Well, we ended up with nearly 400 volunteers, so
we
that's to be proud of and to utilise.
But what we want to do is we want to convert just cleaning up a tag into something which is a little bit more collaborative and gives a little bit more, to use some cheesy words like agency to the person, so they feel like they're doing more than just removing something on a column. They're actually contributing to an overall piece of artwork which is much more profound, much more interesting. Hopefully.
So there's
So
so
that's
much
the
stuff
idea.
going on. I mean, it's like really busy.
Yeah, you're really juggling, aren't you?
We always juggle too much, and it doesn't really do us any good in the long term. We're a bit chaotic, and we sometimes get things wrong.
Well, that's the beauty of art.
We're only human.
But that's the whole point of when you're creative, you fail. I mean, we're as improvers, we get it wrong. We get it wrong all the time, and we're meant to because it doesn't matter, and you get over yourself about perfectionism, and that is at the end of the day the root of absolute madness, isn't it?
And the fact that you've constantly got ideas, which is half the job with being creative, I suppose. You've just got to keep coming up with ideas.
We make
got
stuff.
too many.
Well, we've got too many ideas. That's the problem. I mean, the idea of the Sydney Little Appreciation Society has an opportunity to interpret all of his vast portfolio of work. I mean, that's just a bewildering amount of ideas going on there.
If only we could bring the bathing pool back.
Yes.
If only.
One of our volunteers, his dad was a policeman and he used to play squash in the because there was squash courts in there. And when his dad was playing squash, he used to sneak off. This is a brilliant story. And he used to put his swimming trunks on. And in the dark, he'd sneak into the main, because they didn't lock the doors in those days. He'd go up to the top of the diving pool and dive off the dive on his own as a 9-year-old boy into the black pool below. I mean, how wonderful is that? And that's Alan. He's a volunteer, and he's also part of the Sydney Little Society. And to have that living memory of that space is just, so it's really important actually that the bathing pool is kept very much in the people's consciousness.
And also to mention that Alan's dad was one of the people that did the glass panels in Bottle Alley as well.
Really?
Yeah. So that was a community project
Yeah.
to do the glass panels. So
Yeah.
it is, the work we're doing down there just carries on that
So there's
ethos
And
of the space.
We hear some awful stories about how it was lost, and some of the logic behind it, and some of the it's all a bit of a mess. So what we have to do is just accept our loss, but just try and have great memories, and our grief, to deal with our grief for the building is to look at it, and to celebrate what it was or what it could have been.
It was here. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And because on the social, I mean, I'm on the socials, so I see these photographs all the time. But for people who aren't on the socials, they don't see. There is nowhere where these fantastic photographs of the bathing pool and the regular summers where it was rammed, and you've got all the beauty competitions and the children's. All the children's activities. It was a very, very vibrant place.
Yeah.
And it tagged West St Leonards to the town. It really did make that. Whereas there is nothing there as
Also,
such, is there?
Swimming pools in coastal communities they save lives because children learn to swim in them. And they actually have a really important social function.
They do.
And that's another part of it for me.
Yeah. No, there's not enough education around that. In fact, Sarah at the RNLI has got a new course that she's trying to get. She said, "We want you to come on and talk about sea swimming safety." So we've got that coming up, I'm hoping. But this has been extraordinary, gentlemen. It's been lovely. And we've done it in a really haphazard sort of our town has plenty way, haven't we? We've gone to here, to you, to here, to
Is
you.
there anything we've missed? Anything you want to say that you haven't spoken about?
As part of our promise to the Wavelength project, we've agreed to do another light show.
Oh,
so
excellent.
we will be doing another light show to music during this period of this artwork.
I love that.
So again, we're always looking for music artists to contribute to things like that and to broaden the conversation.
So another
that's what we want to do with the next, because like the previous one was kind of pre-recorded music, and it was us just putting some familiar tracks together and contextualising the lights, I guess.
Yeah,
but we would like to do something with original music, with local musicians.
We would, and we'd like to do something more technical. So we're just putting it out there. If there's any technical musicians or visuals people who want to engage with the lights in Bottle Alley, then this conversation needs to be broader. At the moment, it's just a cupboard with a locked door that no one ever goes in apart from us.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that way. It should be much more democratic, much more part of the cultural landscape of what the town's artists can produce and people getting involved with it.
Well, it's another unique asset that has nobody else has.
Yeah, no one else does it.
Yeah,
exactly.
So that
it's award-winning. It won an award initiative.
So the fact that they've agreed to let us do the light show means that we have to have a bit of a technical conversation, which will bring those opportunities forward.
Love it.
And
And when will that be? Do you know?
Well, I believe that there should be a light show every winter. I think it should be an annual thing, and I think it should be on solstice. And,
Absolutely.
why aren't we doing these things? It costs a lot of money to put them on, again, because of all the security and insurance mainly. But if anyone wants to help out with the light show, would be
They do it at Bedgebury every year. Come on, we need something here, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, that's it. The summer is very much packed with stuff, and then we kind of go dormant until Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
Even a sponsor for the light show would be good.
A
A tech company or something.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it would. It would.
So what's the best way for people to get in touch with you if they want?
We've actually we set up bottlealley.org, www.bottlealley.org, which is where the volunteer base is, where you can sign up for Wavelength. You can also apply for the art market there as well. It's just our little website where we have our heritage interest is gathered, but it's quite small and initial steps.
We're on Instagram at Zeroh_studio.
I'm thrilled. I love the fact that you bring so much. I can't underestimate how much I feel. It gives me pleasure to walk down through Wavelength and come to your events and know that you're actually out there. You give me the impression, just before we finish, that you're like a couple of swans. You know, you look like you're serenely doing this, but you're pedalling like fuck underneath the water.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Apparently, you're just on there. So if anyone wants to help out in any way, we've highlighted several ways that people can help Dan and Neil at Zeroh Arts. Are you looking for any more Wavelength volunteers?
Well, what we've said with this time is about having a core dedicated team, because there's a very specific outcome.
Yeah.
Not outcome, but very specific method of how we want to do this next project. I mean, we've been delayed a couple of months because we've been waiting for contracts from the council, so we have lost a little bit of time.
Yeah.
The main thing is that we just people contribute onto the join the website onto the mailing list.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about Wavelength. We also do glass cleaning days as well.
Yeah.
Where we polish the glass, and they're really fun.
Yeah.
We have a sort of music and brandy and cups of tea and mince pies and.
Oh, it sounds
Because that's the winter solstice, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I think the act of polishing the glass in Bottle Alley should be another regular community
Absolutely.
ritual.
Ritual. It's what struck me as well. Ritual.
Yeah. Because it's a cathartic thing to do.
Yeah.
It's non-abrasive.
Yeah.
It's community focused.
Yeah.
The results are brilliant, especially in the summer with the lights.
Yeah.
So it just kind of ticks all the
Well, we do
boxes.
it in the winter for the low light, so
Yeah,
as
but
the sun
Yeah.
hits it. And
But I'm inspired to, through this conversation, to say that we should be doing it in the summer as well.
Yeah.
And that's what gathering all the interest to bottlealley.org is all about, is to get that energy going.
It feels
And
like
see
it
where
needs
we
to.
can
They
take it.
all sort of need to be part of the Hastings and St Leonards calendar, don't they? They sort of, regular
Yes.
like the light show. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because there's a lot of great stuff going on down the beach with all the beach cleaners and everything. There's lots of other people contributing from a community point of view. I think Hastings and St Leonards is lucky to have that. Actually.
Yeah, totally. As a resource, we should we can all pull together. It was Curtis who Curtis the poet. He did a beautiful poem recently where he said, "You can board up our shops." Local poet. He said, "You can board up our shops. You can shut down stuff, but you can't shut the people down." And that's not what's going to happen. And I'm really inspired by his words. We're going to have him on in the new term, and so really it's the people that make things happen here.
Yes.
It's not politicians don't make things happen. They do their thing, but it's the actual people in the community that make things happen. Yeah. So we want some more people. Come on, people, get involved. Come and clean some glass. Come and do some stuff. Get involved. Donate a toilet or whatever. But I love this. This has been a lovely conversation, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you
We've
for
been
having us.
so chuffed. I'm so chuffed.
Yeah.
So we've got Dan and Neil, Zeroh Arts. Looking forward to the next adventure. Yeah.
Yes, we'll see you in the alley.
Absolutely. We'll
See
see
you in
you.
the
I'll definitely see you in the alley, darling. Definitely. So, can we cheers each other in this? And we'll say, our town has
Our town
plenty.
has plenty.
Woo! Thank you, everybody. Okay, here we are. I've forgotten. I've got
22.
shout-outs for week 22. Yes, that's because it is week 22.
Oh, that will be it.
That'll be right. July the 8th, shout-out. So we've just had our lovely
Zero.
interview with Dan and Neil at Zeroh Arts. Wasn't that fun?
That was really good. They're
really
really,
enjoy it.
interesting. Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want
I
to
know.
get involved in a lot of stuff now.
I know. They just, ooh.
Really got so many ideas, which is, amazing.
Absolutely. Darling, so this week we've been mainly... I will go back in time slightly because last week, I'm just going to do this one first because it's a lovely memory. My son Joe bought us a Christmas present, which was to go to Bayte for dinner. And it was his treat. and it was off the charts. Now, I'd never been in Bayte before, and I know it's been there a while, but we got to try it out, and we had the most extraordinary experience, didn't we? Their starter with the mussels and the focaccia bread. I'm doing this because this is the universe. Everybody knows that when I do this, it means I've really enjoyed it. Actually, Raj did it, 3 souls in a bowl the other day. He said, Patsy, was it? And I went, yeah, it was great. Because I went to him for prawns as well this week, so that was very nice. But we went, last week we went to Bayte. It was lovely. Jess and Antonia, front of house. What lovely women. They were so nice. And what I loved is we walked in and it was a Sunday, and as it was a Christmas present, so we were right at the edge of when we could use it. So it was the end of June. So yes, I'll take. No, it's all right, Patsy. I've just had a little bit of a brain fart there, ladies and gentlemen. We went in on a Sunday, and the girls were in shorts and Crocs and. Yeah, it was really laid back. Whereas when you think of going to a restaurant that's got quite a high price point in some way, you think it would be really sort of quite.
No, it's a nice atmosphere
stiff.
in there.
Yeah,
I like.
so nice.
It is relaxed.
I love it, and I was really, I really enjoyed it. So Bayte, you absolutely bought it for me. And Chris and I were talking. Chris Connolly and I were talking. He said, "You do know that on a Monday you can go and have their a pasta course, a really nice meal, and it's £15. So we're going to go and do that, I think. Yeah. So you can have a Bayte experience without thinking it's going to cost you the earth, because it's not hellishly dear there. It really isn't. But when you have a few courses, it mounts up.
Yeah.
But this is, and I'm aware that money is tight for us and most of the people we know. But it was great. It was really, really lovely. I loved it. I loved the vibe. I loved the food. It was really nice evening. So thank you, Bayte. Thank you for that. It was really good. We've got a shout out for Goat Ledge, darling, haven't we?
Yeah, they raised £800 for the Refugee, body project.
Yeah, they did.
During Refugee Week.
Yeah, Refugee Week. So they made food and raised money for the Buddy project. That's in the archive that we've got that one a few weeks ago. So well done, Goat Ledge. Thank you very much. Fire on the Beach. Have you been yet?
No, I keep meaning to go. I'm thinking I might go this week, but I don't know how hot it's going to be. I don't know if you can sort of sit away from because fire in this weather might be a bit warm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's supposed to be amazing. I keep seeing all the photos of the food. And it
smells
looks lovely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We had a taster actually, didn't we, Rack?
Yeah.
Elliot said, "Do you want to try this?" And he was cooking at the time, so he was getting all of his kit ready, and so he gave me butter beans, from the butter bean salad, and what was it? Was it lamb you had, or I can't remember, but he gave us some meat as well. Oh my God,
Is it nice?
just outrageously good. So Fire on the Beach, Elliot and the crew. So they do bavette steak, prawns, chicken, braised pig cheeks, skate wings, and of course the incredible patatas bravas. Yeah, exactly. Nom nom nom. So go and check it out. So that's 2 things for Goat Ledge. That's rather marvellous. St Leonards Festival. Have you ever been?
I have, yeah, a few times
You like
actually.
it?
Yeah, it's really good.
It's fun,
yeah,
isn't
I
it?
think just after we moved here and we went, and it's great. There's loads of stuff going on for kids.
Yeah.
There's live performances. I
Yeah.
think I saw She choir there, and loads of stuff. And it's just a really nice atmosphere, and the weather's going to be great.
It's going to be great. It's this Saturday. So Warrior Square, they just take over the square, and you've got music going on, but they've also got an interactive ribbon tunnel.
Oh,
I know. I feel quite curious about that you can walk through and touch and do stuff with. So check it out. And the street market is happening on King's Road this weekend.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, what? As a result of the festival, I suppose.
Yeah,
Because
'cause
they
it
have a
coincides.
procession, don't they, as well,
Yeah.
that goes through.
Yeah, so
Oh, nice.
you can, so when they have the procession, they'll go down King's Road and then down round the back and then into Warrior Square. So, it's a lovely day out, and the weather's going to be fantastic. So that's from noon until 5 this Saturday. And then you could go on to St Andrew's Mews.
Oh yeah, the Après Beach.
Après Beach, like Après Ski, but warmer. So they're having their event from 5 o'clock. So this would tie in beautifully. You could go one end of the town into the middle. So Greyskull Bistro. I love the boys. They're great.
Really
Gay for bacon is their T-shirt, which I think is really good. I'm gay for bacon. So go and see the guys, because Tygermylk. Now Tygermylk. Last year we interviewed Tygermylk in what is now Mullet in Queen's Road. She had a different name. The
Hare and
hairdresser.
Hound or something like that. No, was it that?
Something like that. Yes, that actually rings a bell.
Yeah.
And with her beautiful chandeliers. Go and see Rachel. So that's on Saturday, 5 o'clock, Greyskull Bistro. So Tygermylk, Hayes Harland, a fantastic singer-songwriter. So she's going to be there with the Molly Winklers.
Who you're joining.
I am joining the Winklers. No, I've said it now publicly.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's
This
fine.
is supposed to be a secret. It was just like
I'm going to be a Winkler.
Oh, okay.
So the town's latest Morris side, who are very inclusive. So the guys at Greyskull celebrate LGBTQ. Is it IA? Yes. All their artists. So it's going to be food, music, and Morris. Be a great night, I think.
They're showing the tennis down there as well, aren't they?
They are.
Greyskull, which is a good thing.
Oh yeah, they get involved. They smoke their own bacon. They do everything.
Oh,
They're really
yeah,
clever.
brilliant.
Fantastic cocktails, by the way.
Oh.
Are you watching the football?
Yes. Well,
Me
I didn't.
too.
Yeah, I didn't watch it live the other night because it was a bit late, and I thought they were going to lose. So I thought, well, I'm not staying up. I'm not staying up till 5 to watch them be defeated. Oh, because they weren't expected to win, were they? Because they were playing in Mexico's home ground at altitude in heat.
They were.
And Mexico hadn't conceded any goals until that point. Apparently.
This is true. Oh, technical
I know.
knowledge. We like this a lot.
And I watched it, and I'm annoyed that it wasn't on at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon because it was such a good game.
What a game!
I watched it before I got up. I was like lying in bed watching it on my phone, and then I went to yoga, couldn't relax afterwards. I was like, oh my god, that was such a good game.
Yeah, it's so good.
And I went to the who did I see play? I think it was I can't remember. It was quite a boring match anyway. And England won early on, and I saw that bunker, which is where they're doing the Norway and
they're doing
England
the Norway England. Yeah, so this weekend, you can watch the football. 2 places I'm aware of. I know lots of pubs are going to have it on, but bunker on top of the Observer building. You can go, but you must book. Okay, you can't no walk-ins at a bunker. So they're going to be open, but also Jamie is putting it on at the St Leonards Church in London Road. Now we saw the first match there, didn't we? That was what an atmosphere in there. So what? Sorry,
It was against Croatia.
Croatia. Yeah.
I can't remember which one I saw on. I think was it Ghana. Yeah, it was Ghana. It was really boring, but it's a great atmosphere. On the rooftop as well, and they do table service, which is nice.
There we go.
So you don't even have to go to the bar.
There we go. So we've got. So we're in.
If they've still got tickets.
Different corners.
If they've still got tickets,
they still have tickets. Yeah. So so you can go to Bunker or you can go to Jamie's. So Jamie's is St Leonard's Church, where the market is. So you just go in, free to walk in and watch it, standing up. So they're going to have DJ Les there. So the match is from 10 o'clock kick-off, but this from 6:30 to 9:30 there will be DJs playing, and for a pre-match party vibe. Also pizza by Tom. Now we had pizza by Tom, didn't we?
Is it nice?
Yes. All I would say, Tom, is get some anchovies, and the rest is easy. But it was delicious. He's lovely, lovely, lovely pizza. So you get Tom with the beard. He's lovely. Yes. So we had. When did we have Rima sustenance? That was earlier in the year, wasn't it? Do you remember? It's gone right over Rack's head. He says, I don't know. I have no idea. Rima and sustenance. So I went to sustenance for the afternoon. Sustenance is a food charity where they set up at Concordia Hall in the week, and on the lunchtime they open up, and for £2 people can go in as members and have a 3-course meal, but also have in for that money they get a big food box full of food, so fresh. You can have frozen and tinned and packet food, but you walk away with a really nice box of goodies for the week. And Rima's been running that now for some time, and she's doing really well with that. So currently, in fact, on Monday this week just gone, because this is Wednesday now, they had an opening party at the Crown for this exhibition that they're having for sustenance. So it's at the Crown, and they've had the opening party. So now there will be an exhibition of local artists' work who are raising money for sustenance, and each piece of art will be sold for £50 per piece. So it's not a lot of money.
No.
So you can walk away with donating to the charity, and know that all of that money that's been raised on that painting goes straight into sustenance pocket. So, but she did actually. I got in touch with her this week, and she said, "Patsy, if people still want to donate their paintings, we are taking them." So this is happening. So this will be for the entire month of July. So from 11 o'clock, 7 days a week, you can go in, check out the exhibition, because it's all inside the Crown at the bottom of All Saint Street in the Old Town. So go in, buy a piece of art, or I mean, if you can't buy a piece of art, just pop some money in the pot, because they'll be very grateful for that. But yes, they're taking donations. So I love sustenance. I love what it does for the town. I love what it does for the volunteers that work there. It's a great event. Thank you, the Crown, for hosting this exhibition.
Crown's a good pub as well.
Great pub. Great pub. Now this is a favourite of mine.
Big band.
Yeah, so they've got a 17-piece Barnaby's Big Band. We saw the big band at Christmas, and I actually walked past this one with this that I'm going to talk about in a moment last summer, and it was hilarious. So the Barnaby's Big Band will be outside Barnaby's under a gazebo on Sunday from 1:30, and I think they play for a couple of hours. So they call it the Treat for the Streets event, which I'm loving. So you'll get to see them do their big band favourites and jazz. I would say wear a hat. And perhaps if you're going to sit outside and all the seats are taken, take one of those fold-up chairs that you can just put over your shoulder.
Good idea. Yeah.
And then you can drink and have fun, and the music will be absolutely extraordinary. Lovely. Yes. Last but not least, so yes, I mentioned earlier that we saw Julia from the Electric Palace at the weekend. We were at a birthday party at the Beacon. Thank you, everybody. It was wonderful.
Last.
I
I was going to say they were guests on the
they were.
podcast.
Yes, that was your first one.
That was my first one.
I know. Did you love it?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
You were
It was
great.
really good.
Well,
Thank you.
they were great. You were great. Yeah, it was lovely. Yeah. So they are having. So they've got a jam-packed. It is July and August, and they've got everything from. So going through July, they've got punk with the Stains, Elvis the Pelvis, of course. That dates me, doesn't it? They're covering the Coral, American Utopia, which is Spike Lee's documentary about David Byrne.
Ooh,
Like
David Byrne, yeah,
I
Talking
know.
Heads.
I saw him live.
Talking Heads? Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. Talking Heads. So the Broadway show. So that's on. Buena Vista Social Club, Wim Wenders, what's
excellent.
not to love about Cuban music. Summer of Soul. I saw this at the Kino. Oh, what a brilliant film. 1969.
Yeah,
Harlem.
I've not seen it. Nina Simone and
Stevie Wonder, amongst others. They've got a whole raft of very famous musicians in early doors, because 69, that's when a lot of people were just sort of being born, really, music-wise. So it's a brilliant film. So that's on. Searching for Sugar Man.
Oh yeah, I've not seen that.
Yeah, two South African lads on a quest for. I can't remember who their rock and roll hero is, but yeah, it's a great film. And Babylon, which is set in 1980s London, and it's a cult reggae soundtrack. Superb. So there's your July and August, but we'll put all the links for all of these events at the bottom here, and you'll be able to go in and check them out. So, darling, where are we next week?
We are at the Lord Nelson,
We are.
talking about Pirate Day.
We are.
Yeah, which
So-
is coming up.
It is. So Jack is very kindly, thank you, Jack, it's really kind of you, given us the Lord Nelson, the Nelly, affectionately known as the backdrop for the Pirate Day special. So we're going to have Anton and Alan talking about Pirate Day, plus we've got Pearl Olsen and Tim Barlow, who are going to be talking about the Book Fest coming up,
yeah.
and Screams from the Attic, which is
Ooh.
going to be the fantastic play at the Stables Theatre.
Oh, is it?
So good. I'm doing this because
As good
it's
as
so
Bayte.
good. It's
Yeah.
good as Bayte. Yeah, so good. So we're there next week, and then that will be that'll be it for the summer.
Yeah, and then there's a break until
It's break until September the 9th, but we're taking bookings already, dear reader, dear listener. So we've already got people booked in for September, so I'm very excited about that.
Oh, good.
Please get in touch. We will put you in front of a camera, and you can talk about your thing, whatever your thing is.
And we'll ask relevant questions.
We will.
Some of the time.
Yes, well, some of it will
Some
be
will be
relevant,
irrelevant,
some
yeah.
of it will be just chaotic,
Yeah.
because we're rubbish. But no, we're not really. We're passionate.
No, we're interested.
We
we
are
that's the thing.
interested.
And it's like a conversation, so you don't need to be worried about
No.
coming.
If you
It's
thought we
easy.
prepare for this, you're sadly wrong, because we don't. We just make a few notes, but generally speaking, not at all. So please come on. I know lots of people have approached. Get in touch again, and we will put you in from September onwards until Christmas. So, yes. So until next week, we are Our Town Has Plenty. Woo!